Hello and happy Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in and for choosing to spend some of your time with me. I'm Maria Milagros. This is a little space I like to carve out to share tips, tools, techniques, nuggets, stories, anecdotes, things that you can hopefully, when put into practice, that they will help you in some way, shape, or form move the needle, even if it's 1 degree at a time, to whatever you need in your version of healthy and happy right now. Because the reality is that everything we do it in the belief that it will make us happier. Well, speaking of happiness, today I want to talk about this idea of honoring ourselves and honoring other people, and what that means specifically to me when I say that, and how it can increase both our happiness and our sanity. Oh, because we all need a little more sanity, right? Okay. So when I say honor yourself, what I mean is accept all the parts of who you are, right? To me, it's really important on my journey that I accept and honor all of the parts of my story. The good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly, the whoa, I can't believe I did that, and the I'm amazing, all of it. All of it needs to be honored because we are these incredible, multifaceted beings. And when we miss out or deny or ignore or try to erase a part of ourselves, we are actually taking a piece of us and leaving it behind, which means we are not whole. And when we don't show up whole, well, then we're looking for people, places, and things to fill the voids within us, which is not their business or their job, right? So it's really important that we honor all of that and accept all of that, and then see where we need help to heal, to unpack, to do some work, maybe to learn some skills, some tips, some tools, right? Where do we need assistance because we don't know all things? I even have a coach, right? Where do we need assistance in these places so that we can accept, honor, and hold all of it, which is so interesting because in the idea of carrying it all, we hold nothing and we're free. Oh, come with me. When we are allowing ourselves to carry within us our whole story, the wholeness provides a structure that allows us to move freely because we're holding nothing. When we are not when we're not giving ourselves permission to be our whole selves, we are holding on to erasing. I gotta hide this. I gotta hold this and erase this. I gotta hide this and deny this. I gotta hide. And we're holding, which does not give us the freedom or the room to move the way we want to show up with love and light the way we want to. And it's not easy. I'm not gonna pretend that it's easy. For me, it took a couple of rounds of therapy back in my early teens and 20s and beginning of my 30s. Just a little bit of therapy and unpacking my constant state of self-awareness and self-evolution to get to where I'm at today. And I don't even feel like I'm there. There's no there. I've realized the more that I learn, the less I know. Lord. But I do know this. I am deserving and worthy of a life that is light and full, a life that is full of fun, that I can move freely, that I show up in spaces and I'm like, take it or leave it. I am who I am right now in this moment and I'm evolving. Take it or leave it. I'm not going to adjust or change or deny parts of myself to make you feel more comfortable. No, thank you. It's exhausting. Been there, did that. Took a 17-hour nap to recover from it. No more, right? So when we practice this honoring of ourselves, we find more happiness and we find more freedom. And isn't that the end game anyways, right? And then when it comes to other people, if we really see them and accept them and honor who they are in the moment and who they are right now at this point in their lives. And that's what I say in the moment. When I say in the moment, like if someone, had a bad circumstance and they come out of character a little bit, give them grace. We all do that. What I mean is this moment, meaning the culmination of everything leading up to this moment, right? So when we honor and accept, acceptance is so glorious. It's such an important key to freedom and happiness. When we honor and accept people for who they are, not pretending that they are someone else, not creating a story of who they should be for us to feel better. When we honor and accept who they are, we then release expectations and we find sanity. Because I no longer expect you to perform this way that I think you should, based on what exactly? all the information that I received from those around me and outside of me that says you need to do X, Y, and Z in order to earn the title of blah, blah, blah. And if you don't do X, Y, and Z, something's wrong with you and you need to be different so I can feel better. Oh my gosh. It's a participation in our own exhaustion, and it's insane. It's like if I see a cat and I ask the cat to bark and the cat doesn't bark and I get mad at the cat for not barking, that's insane. That's crazy because it's a cat. Why am I asking it to bark like a dog? And yet we do this to each other and we do it to ourselves. I see you. I understand you've had all these traumas and all these issues. And I know that these behaviors that you're doing right now are hurtful to me. And instead of creating healthy space and creating healthy boundaries, which honor you, who you are in the moment, and honor me and what I say I want and deserve, I'm going to stay here and have an intervention or tell you you need to be different or tell you you need to forget your traumas and your past and all of your stuff and you need to change immediately, if not sooner, so that I can feel more comfortable around you. Bark when I know you're a cat. It's insane. So if instead we honor people for who they are in this moment, right? And then pour love and light into the space that we need to create right there. Sanity. I remember even when I was in my 20s, maybe even in my 30s, when I would sit and talk to a friend and she would bring up someone else. And then she would say, oh my God, doesn't it drive you crazy? And I would say, yes, it drives me crazy. Why are they doing that? Why don't they just do ... I had a whole list, right? Don't we all? We have a whole list of how other people should and should not be living their lives. Are you kidding? And then as I grew in my own awareness, as I grew to take on my whole story, as I understood my journey and gave room to other people to have their journey, I would sit with someone and they would say, so-and-so's doing this, 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 and this. And I would say, well, there's probably a reason why they're doing that. I don't know their full story. I'm just going to send light and love into that space. If that is what they're doing, I don't necessarily want to be around that because it's not healthy for me where I'm at in my life. But I can understand that they're doing the best they can with what they know how. And whew. And I remember the last time I had that conversation with someone and I thought her head was going to spin off. And she said, it doesn't bother you? And I said, no, it's not my life. And I went through my go-through. I did some messed up stuff when I was hurting and in pain, right? We generally don't hurt other people unless we are hurting. We generally don't want other people to be miserable unless we are in misery. We seek out our likeness, and if we can't find it, we will sabotage to create it. So I know that. I accept that. I honor that about us as humans and the human condition. And so when I find someone who is wanting to hurt or create misery, I am not participating. I'm going to send you love and light and prayers. And I'm going to be way over here in my happy sanity place, right? Creating my boundaries accordingly and sending you love and light, honoring and accepting you for who you are without asking you to be different for me to feel better. When we honor who we are, we find happiness and freedom. When we honor who they are, we find sanity and freedom. And dare I say, when we honor them for who they are and say, maybe we say it out loud, maybe we say it with our actions, I need to create some space here. This behavior is not healthy for me. I'm in this place and I'm working on my peace and I'm protecting and cultivating my peace. And that's really important to me. So I'm going to create this boundary. And when we say that, again, either to them or within ourselves, we also give them permission to make change, right? A lot of times when we say, you need to change, you need to change, you need to change, we also put a calendar on it and it has to look a very specific way. So even if that person is evolving, even if there is growth, we generally don't see it because we're so critical. And the reason why we're critical of them is because we're critical of us. The reason why we judge them is because we judge ourselves. We cannot hold a standard for other people that we do not hold for ourselves. When I say it is so important that we self-care and take care of ourselves and love ourselves first so that we can give from the overflow, I'm not kidding. When I say all things begin and end right here, I say that because I'm living it now. And when I find myself in my head being critical of someone else, I am now at the point, I wasn't before, I'm now at the point where I'm so self-aware, I catch myself and why are you judging them? I am judging them. What is it that you're judging about yourself? We got some work to do. And every time that becomes an opportunity for me to go inward and to course correct, which then gives them room to have their own journey. Honor who you are for your happiness and freedom. Honor who they are for your sanity and freedom, right? You can hold the potential. And I made a video about potential versus patterns, and I'll post that. You can hold the potential of who they can be. Absolutely. And pay attention to the pattern. And if the pattern is harmful, hurtful, miserable, creating sabotage and dangerous, honor that, accept that, see that, make decisions from that place while holding the potential, right? I mean, that's heavy. And I crammed that into 10 minutes, but that's what I have for you today because it's been a theme lately. And I think this is especially important as we move into the holidays and we spend more time around family that we might not necessarily want to spend time around. I'm also going to post a video about what to do when you have to spend time with people you don't really want to be around. Yeah, it's coming, y'all. Okay, I'm sending you love and light. I hope that this was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up. If you have a comment, post it. If not, that's okay too. If you know someone who can benefit from it, please share it. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, what you waiting for? What you waiting for? I gotta go. Sending you light and love. Mwah. Peace.